Carmen Shenk. I'm the Tiny House Foodie, and I am here in the Tiny House Foodie kitchen to talk to you again today about downsizing and right-sizing your kitchen. Now, we're talking about pots and pans today, and for those of us who are foodies who really love having the gear and the nice shiny pots and pans to do all the special things, this is maybe one of the tougher topics that I will tackle, okay? We love having a crepe pan because my husband is brilliant at making crepes. We love having the different bits and pieces. We love having a popcorn pan because we don't use microwaves, so of course sometimes it burns. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that right now, but we love having those different things. We're foodies. We love the pans. We love the gear. But we also love simplicity, and we love our tiny house. And having too much stuff in a tiny house is just chaos. It just doesn't work. So for us, balance has become pretty simple. I love my Le Creuset. This is a 4.5 quart Le Creuset, which to me is the perfect size for two people. Pick your favorite color. Don't pick the color that matches your kitchen because your kitchen will change. You will have this for the rest of your life. Pick your favorite color, then it will always match your kitchen, okay? So I liked the blue. Buy the replacement lid. Make sure you get the metal lid so that it can go in the oven because I use it on the stovetop and in the oven all the time. This is the thing that I'm using every day. As a matter of fact, my lunch is in there. And that's incentive to get this done so I can eat that because that's amazing. It may not look amazing for the camera, but trust me, the flavor's divine. Okay, so in our tiny house, this is the thing that we are reaching for when we're starting to cook a meal. It's just automatic. It's good for small quantities. It's good for big quantities. Like in this particular case, I've got something in there that I will be eating all week for lunch. So that's my very favorite thing. And so of course that's in my tiny. Now I pair that with a small saucepan, either a very small one like this one or like this size, which is one that my grandmother gave me many, many years ago. And so that's something that I keep for sentimental reasons. I'd also suggest a skillet. For example, if you're doing grits in the Le Creuset, for some reason I'm always talking about shrimp and grits. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's my favorite food. Maybe. Then a small saucepan for doing a little saute. My favorite one of these is this one. Again, it's the Le Creuset brand. It's light, actually. It's compared to some of the other brands that are out there. This is actually a very workable weight. You know, some of them, especially these days, they're getting heavier and heavier, but this is on the lighter side. And as we age, we don't want to put all of our muscle into just moving lunch over to the other burner. It's just kind of crazy. So it's something to keep in mind, especially if you're helping someone who is a senior citizen who is going to be doing some cooking for themselves. They're going from the big house into assisted living or something like that. You don't want to send them with pots and pans that are so heavy that they're not going to feel like cooking because it's too heavy. So that's something to keep in mind. People with arthritis choose the lighter weight stuff. And this is a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to buy a skillet or something like that online. So this is one of those cases where you really do go to that cute little kitchen boutique and pick up the one you want. And make sure you get the lid that goes with it because the lid is important. Saves energy to use that. And for all of you who love your black cast iron skillets, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. You can see I have not downsized mine. Okay, so whatever it is that maybe you're using the black skillet instead of the Le Creuset. That's fine, instead of a Dutch oven. No worries. Use your favorites. Pick your favorites. It does not have to be a matching set. We need to get over that mentality. That's all about marketing. Don't go buy a set. Buy the individual pieces that you want. And don't take the rest of that stuff home in your cart. It's just ridiculous because you won't use it. If you think you might not use it, but it might be nice to have, you're not actually going to use it. Don't buy the sets. There's no point. Buy the individual pieces that you love. This one happens to be really big cast iron, and to me this is heavy, so I would probably recommend, if you're going to do the cast iron, which is really great, do them in smaller sizes. Now I use the cast iron, and these are both cast iron. This just has no coating. This one has the enamel. I use these to bake. So I will bake a gigantic cookie in here, or cornbread, or all kinds of things. This goes on the stovetop and in the oven both. So that's very useful. So if you pay attention to the way you currently cook, and there's a certain pot or pan that you're using every day, and maybe another one or two that you're using every week, those are the ones you keep. Don't take with you something that you're using once a month or once a year. It's just taking up space. It doesn't simplify your life to have a pan for everything and have to care for it all, have to clean it all. I mean, as much as we love having a pan for crepes, my husband makes the beautiful, most brilliant crepes that you've ever had in your life. And I got rid of the crepe pan. I know, brutal, I know. And this is one that's really kind of hard on foodies, I think. So pick the ones that you're using every day. If you're going into a tiny house scenario and you're downsizing, pick the big one and pick the skillet and the saucepan to go with it. Okay? I hope that helps. I feel ya. I know that this is one that we we tend to have attachments to these various bright and shiny things. You know, we like our bright shiny metals, don't we? You know, so it's going to be all right. I promise it's going to be okay. You're still going to be able to create great food even if you have less stuff. I promise, it's honest truth. You may not know it now, but after you've lived tiny as long as I have, then you'll know it. And then you can send me a card and let me know I was right. But it's okay. You don't have to do that. Avoid aluminum. Avoid non-stick coatings. If something's got a handle loose on it and it wiggles, it acts like it's going to break and send food all over your kitchen floor, go ahead and toss that. Aluminum and Teflon coatings, non-stick coatings, these are things we don't donate, okay? The toxic stuff in these products, there's no need to pass that on to the next person. That's what a landfill is for. And I hate it. I hate it that landfills exist. And I hate it that these products that have toxic components in them exist also. So Teflon coatings, aluminum, just throw them away. It's okay. It's going to be all right. No plastic, no aluminum, no Teflon coatings. It's just not worth the health risks, okay? Now let's see if I covered everything. I hope I have. If you have questions, by all means, leave me a question in the comment section. I'm always glad to hear from you and to get your thoughts on some of these things. Leave me a comment. Did I mention that you want to make sure you get the lid? Make sure you have the lids for all of them because it saves energy to use the lid. And as a matter of fact, when Xavier and I are cooking together, and I'll put a pot on to boil, and I'll scoot out of the room for a minute. When I come back, he will have put a lid on the top of it because he is very serious about saving energy. And so make sure you have the lids for everything and use them, okay? And that's actually on a serious note too. When you're cooking at the range, make sure your exhaust fan is on. In a tiny house situation, you don't want to put a lot of moisture into the air because it can lead to a mold issue. So I know in this particular kitchen there is no exhaust fan, and that's fine because there's plenty of space here. In a tiny house situation, when you turn on the stove, you need to also turn on the exhaust fan. Get the moisture out of the air. No slow cookers, no simmering all day long because it puts moisture into the air that will eventually turn into a mold issue because it's a small house and that's just how it works. You know, this is a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way, trust me, okay? Take my word for it. I lost a bunch of shoes in my coats because it's just one of those lessons that I learned at sacrificing my coats and shoes, but it's okay. I learned it. I'll never make those mistakes again. That's good. We learn, we grow. No problem. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Carmen Shenk, the Tiny House Foodie. This is the January Downsizing, Right-Sizing Your Kitchen Challenge, and I'm so glad you're along for the ride. So here I am to remind you that we can live tiny, enjoy simplicity, and eat really well. You may not think that you can go tiny, but I know you can. I absolutely know you can. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.